traveled with Dottie here at, I don't know what time it is. What time is it, Daryl? 8:18 a.m. and I'm with Daryl in the Rubicon, heading east on Interstate 10, heading to Phoenix. And why didn't you know about this yesterday? Because I didn't know about this until about 6:30 this morning.
Yeah.
And here's Daryl. Daryl, why the heck are we going to Phoenix?
I have to go get my ankle looked at.
All right, so those of you that don't know, these two men in the car here, I think between the two of us, we might have enough good joints to make one human being functional.
I only got a couple good ones left.
Orthopedic surgeon for Daryl instead of me this time.
Yep, fun.
So you can see the sun coming up, rising in the east against the mountains there. We're probably about an hour and 10 minutes or so from Phoenix. And when we get in there, I'll show you what beautiful Phoenix looks like. And they're the envy of the world for their smooth and traffic and
Oh, you got jokes this morning?
Yeah, Phoenix is, I think is it the third most populous metropolitan area in the whole country?
I think so.
So, anyway, we'll pick it up when we get in there. You know, Daryl, here we are over an hour into this trip, and people will be wondering, well, did you just leave Dottie at home, you know? And they'd be like, that's you shouldn't be leaving your dog at home all day. And my answer to that is, this dog's not my life,
Right.
She's got to be left at home sometimes, and I gotta take care of myself, and I can't be all about the dog.
Well, she needs some Dottie time.
Yeah, she needs some Dottie time. Wait a minute. Hang on a second. Do you hear something in the back seat?
Not really.
Yeah, you get rodents or something back there.
Better check it out.
I'm going to check it out. Hang on. Yes.
What?
The dog snuck in the car.
What?
Dottie snuck in the car.
Dag, no, she's slick.
Man, what am I going to do with this dog? So it's getting pretty congested here, but I think, what are we still about 20 miles from Phoenix proper, right?
Yeah.
And it's we're surrounded by giant warehouses on either side, and you can tell how big the highway's getting here. It's a pretty far cry from little rides I've been taking you on into Quartzsite. A little different.
5 lanes.
Yeah, 5 lanes on this side.
Two Beetles there. One behind the U-Haul and another one behind the 4Runner.
They must be going to a Volkswagen Beetle convention or something.
Must be. Pretty clean looking.
Yeah. So, I ever tell you the story about my brother and his Volkswagen Beetle in Idaho?
No.
He loved his little Beetle, and my brother, is an engineer and a builder, always does everything right.
Yeah.
Kind of like you.
Oh, cool.
Kind of like you, except this one time. So he was cutting down a tree, big tree by his house, and he was taking all kinds of pains to make sure that tree, there was no chance that tree was going to hit the house.
Yeah.
And he did a damn good job of it, and that tree came down, didn't come anywhere near his house, but it cut his Volkswagen in half.
Oh my gosh.
He completely forgot about the Volkswagen.
That would suck.
As the little brother, it gave me a little bit of joy.
Finally see him make a mistake.
Frank finally made a mistake.
That's funny.
We're getting off the highway here, and Daryl had just said to me, Rob, I'm really grateful you took the time, came with me. So I'm gonna take you out for breakfast, and the kind of restaurant you deserve. I don't know why he's laughing. Because he said he's going to take me to a really nice place here, so we'll see where he takes me.
Balling on a budget. We're going to McDonald's.
McDonald's?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to get something better a little later.
You know what? These days, McDonald's ain't exactly the inexpensive, cheap thing it used to be.
No,
but
it's crazy.
I got my app though. If hey, we're in Goodyear. We're in the city of Goodyear, Arizona.
Sure, I gotta find it now.
And I should say, and this is the home of Goodyear tires, and the comments would go crazy criticizing me for the wild inaccuracies of that statement. Because it is definitely not the home of Goodyear tire. I think that's in Ohio.
Yeah, I think so. The Air Force Base is actually here. Luke Air Force Base. It's just right up there.
Where is that McDonald's?
I'm thinking it's right up there on that corner. I see something yellow. McDonald's.
So sometimes when my app works properly for McDonald's, I can get
I think I'm gonna pull out really fast when I do, because it's right there in that corner.
all right. It's $2 for a breakfast sandwich. All right, there's some power in this engine, in this Rubicon. And there is Mickey D's McDonald's on McDowell Road.
Yeah.
All right, I'll let you guys know how good my gourmet breakfast is. Well, guys, we're back from Phoenix, and we're back in Quartzsite, and it's a little bit busier than it's usually been here in downtown Quartzsite. A little bit more traffic than I'm used to. I'm a little surprised. Usually it's not like this unless it's, the Big Tent. But
Yeah.
you can see they've done quite a bit of work widening Main Street here.
Busy place.
Yeah. Actually, we look like we're still 10 miles from Daryl's surgeon, and 17 miles, and with the traffic it says it'll take 3 hours and 50 minutes. 17 minutes to go 10 miles. But so those of you that don't know anything about my channel and are in here, this just, if you didn't figure it out, I'm kidding. This is not Quartzsite. This is Phoenix, Arizona.
Phoenix, Arizona.
And here's the exit for the airport, Sky Harbor Airport, International Airport.
It's also my turn.
Oh, okay. So your doctor's near the airport.
Yeah, kinda. Not too far away. Phoenix is a big airport. Pretty big.
Yeah, I've been in and out of it several times, but it's been, I would say, 30 years. As I was telling Daryl, I was house shopping here in Tempe, Arizona, in 1988 or 89. I was engaged. My fiance lived here in Tempe. I lived in outside Washington, D.C. We both had good jobs, and our pact was whoever got a job first, we would move to the other person's location. So I was out here job hunting, interviewing, and we were looking at houses out here. And I wanted to move here. I thought it was going to be great, but I didn't get a job here. And she got a job in Washington, or in Northern Virginia. So she got the job. So she moved out there. And you wondered, well, I thought you weren't married, Rob. And it's like, well, I'm not. That was 30 years ago. That's a whole nother story. Maybe a video someday. All right.
Everyone's probably got one of those.
Yeah, most people got one of those. So this is kind of quintessential Phoenix. There's so many areas like that in the city that have these little mountains that are pretty interesting to look at.
Yeah, I always like this little area. Just pop over the hill there, and then you're in Scottsdale.
And I was talking about Tempe, and Tempe has, I think, Camelback Mountain is in Tempe. So this is really, really pretty cool.
Yeah, there's places you can park up here and hike the mountains.
And we're near the Superstition Mountains.
Yep.
And I don't remember exactly what the story is, but the legend is, that's pretty credible, is there's a priceless treasure buried there somewhere, and people have been looking for it for I don't know how long.
Yeah, I guess the guy that discovered it, or one of them, he died and took the secrets with him. So
Superstition Mountains, a lot of mystery surrounding that. But I'm keeping the camera on so you can see these hills as we pass.
yeah, and then we'll see Scottsdale.
It's interesting. It's fenced off there on both sides, so you can't really walk up into that mountain. I don't know what that's all about. Do you?
I don't. See, there's where you can park. You can go up there and look down on the
And I
city.
think what we're looking at those are the Superstition Mountains in front of us.
That is correct. They're on the very eastern side of Phoenix.
So we've arrived at the doctor's office, and Daryl is in here. We've elected to wait out here because look at this giant screen Daryl has in the Rubicon. That it's basically an entertainment center. And so this is another example of, Daryl's a nomad too, and is accessing, he accesses healthcare all over the country. He's a disabled veteran, so everything he does is through the VA. And apparently these folks are specialists contracted with the VA. He's going to find out what's going on with his latest ankle replacement, and hopefully he'll get some good news today. So, like I was saying in the beginning of the video today, I didn't know I was going to be here until I got a text from him at 6:30 this morning. He said, "You feel like taking a ride to Phoenix with me?" And I said, and I thought, you know what? Do I have anything preventing me from doing that? And the answer is no. So that's a artifact of being retired and being part of the nomad community. If you're wondering about when you enter this community, ways you can give back, it can be something as simple as this. I'm supporting Daryl by taking a long drive with him and waiting for him while he goes to his doctor, and being here to talk to him and go, and support him all the way back to Quartzsite. Then guess what Daryl's doing when we get back to Quartzsite? We're looking at him installing a heater for one of my campmates and a door lock for one of those keypad door locks for one of my other campmates. So that's how Daryl gives back, and my friend Jim Bertrand, that's how he gives back, is helping people do things they don't know how to do. So mine isn't as impressive, is it? Mine's just being here. So let's see what else is going on today. And I don't think really anything of significance. So this is obviously my video for the day, completely and totally unplanned, and I'm hoping to complete it pretty soon here now, only because I've got the AT&T 5G I have here. I just tested it. Let me run another test, and I'll tell you about the amazing speeds. I didn't pay attention to the upload speed. That's what I really need to pay attention to. Oh, the upload speed sucks. It's only 8.52, but the download speed was 506. But I don't know why the upload speed is so terrible. Yeah, ping is 31. Well, now the download speed is not 500 anymore. It's more like, it's creeping up a little bit. It's around 100. Not even 100, right at 100. 100 down, and oh, the upload speed's better. It's 25. No, it's falling. It is not that impressive. So it looks like it's going to be 100 down and 24.8 up. So I don't know. I may try to finish it here. I may not. I did get a comment from somebody after the comments video came in, and he said, I've been listening to you talk about, I think in the last video I talked about the stages of becoming part of a nomad community, and he said he was kind of still in the first stage. He was out here at Quartzsite for the first time, and he called that first stage the stranger stage. And that really is when you come out here for the first time. Like the first time I came out here when I first retired, everybody I met was a stranger. I didn't know anyone out here. Now, my little bit of a fast track, though, that I didn't point on in the last video was this. The thing that I did was, it turns out a YouTube channel called Next Exit. They're still out there, and they do a lot of great videos if you want to see them. There are a couple, I think they're in their 70s, and they've been doing YouTube for a pretty long time. They were having an annual meetup, which was gotten pretty popular. And as it turns out, the one I signed up for and I went to was the last one that they had. It ended up, and also the biggest one they've ever had. But you had to sort of apply to be part of the meetup. You filled out an application, and you sent pictures of yourself and your rig and your pet or your spouse or whatever. And the only requirement was that you were retired. Well, have an RV, of course, be retired or have about to retire, plans to retire. And for me, I was retiring on December 1st of 2021, and the rally started, I think, the 10th of January 2022. So like 6 weeks after I retired. So I was immediately accepted to that. And so I went and met through this, I was automatically camping with like 100 people. So that's it. I highly recommend that if you want to get a fast start to it versus just coming out to Quartzsite by yourself and wandering around trying to find a place to camp and meet people. That jump started my relationships with nomads. They're people that I met and camped with there that I'm still friends with and talk to frequently. It's a really wonderful thing to make friends like that. And then that enabled me to branch out. And when I said I didn't know anybody, that wasn't quite true. I've known Deborah Dickinson for years and years and years. But I don't think she was out there when I arrived yet. I don't think she was there yet. I think it was about a month later that she arrived there in Quartzsite that year. I can't really remember. But I've done videos on, how to find people to camp with when you're new and don't know what you're doing. One method being, you go out and buy your permit, say the LTVA, or you go into one of the free areas, and as you're driving around looking for a place to camp, if you see what I call encampments, and an encampment would be a group of people that are obviously camping together because there's so much space out there and they're close together. So that's an encampment. Those are people that are deliberately creating their own little camping group. One of the things I suggested is you slowly drive by one of those. If there's someone outside, you roll your window down and you say something like, "Hey, how are you? My name is Rob. I'm new here. I'm looking. I don't know how it works for them. I'm looking for a place to camp for the first time. Do you have any suggestions?" Now, notice you're not asking, "Can I camp with you?" at all. So you're not creating an uncomfortable conversation. So there's only a few finite responses you're going to get. They're not going to say, "I don't know." Unless they're total jerks. And if they say something like that, you don't want to have anything to do with them anyway. But they may say, "Hey, you can park anywhere out there. Just find a level place and you'll be fine." What you're looking for is someone to be friendly and come and engage you in conversation for a few minutes, and then they might say, "Hey, you're welcome to camp with us." All right, so it may take several of those conversations to get that kind of invitation. It's not guaranteed you're going to get one, but it's an easy way to get one of those invitations. The other thing is that, if you go on Facebook and you look around, and one Facebook group that I like is called Quartzsite Chatter. There's over 40,000 members. Now, I'm going to warn you, the comments can be a little rough out there. With that many people, they're going to be, what would I call them, bad actors or people that say terrible things online. They try their best to moderate it, but for the most part, they're really kind, helpful people on there. And if you go out there and say, "Hey, I'm new here and I'm looking for groups to camp with," you might get some takers, people inviting you or pointing you towards open groups. For example, I know of 2 large open groups that appear year after year at La Posa South at the LTVA, and they have a Facebook call, I believe it's Meet in Q, and the camp is called Q Camp. And it's very, you can find it by when you go to La Posa South, if you stop at the office and ask where the pavilion is. There's only one pavilion, and that camp is near that pavilion. It's when you see past the pavilion on your left, you keep going straight and you see a lot of campers together, and you drive up to it. If you're not sure, you just ask anyone going by, saying, "Is this the Q Camp?" If they say yes, that means anyone can camp there. You don't have to be invited there. The other one is the Spot, which is on the opposite side of the main road, and it's a little bit harder to find. And I'm not sure. I know they have a Facebook group, but I can't remember exactly what the Facebook group is. It's not the Spot. It might be the Mobile Traveler group. I'm not positive. But anyway, and there are other encampments like that I'm sure I'm not aware of, that people on Quartzsite Chatter may be aware of, that are what I'd call open communities, where people are actively open to having anyone come out and join them. So that's another fast track to building relationships. One of my listeners that I just had on a video, Kadiwampo, if you watch he comments frequently, he came out here for the first time, and he was car camping with a tent, and of course he found to do that in the LTVA, he had to be parked within 500 feet of a vault toilet. So he came to the first vault toilet that he saw, and he saw other cars parked around it, so he just joined them. He was closer than he had to be. He could have been much further away, and he could have been isolated if he wanted to, but he decided not to. And I came to see him shortly after he got there, and within a day or two, people had introduced themselves to him, welcomed him, and he became part of that little community that were people that were car camping near the vault toilet, and he's been there ever since. That was back in, I think, Cody will correct me in the comments, but I think it was the end of November, beginning of December when it came out. And here we are, rapidly closing on the end of February, and he's still out there and very happy with the community and the friendships that he's developed. So I just thought I'd talk a little bit about that because there was a comment in the person seemed maybe a little ill at ease that they were in the quote stranger phase of it, meaning you didn't really know that many people. So I thought I'd give you a few ways, especially if you're introverted and you're not real open and gregarious. Those are ways that you can get involved in community without really having to be a socialite or however you want to describe people, where it comes easily to them to make friends and make small talk and that kind of thing. Quite often with nomads come with sort of that, I'm not going to say social awkwardness, I would say some hesitation in unfamiliar social situations. But you have plenty of company out here, people that feel the same way, behave the same way. So you can become very happy here doing that. So I think since I've been talking about this for 15 minutes, I think this is going to be enough for today's video. I'll tell you maybe in the comments video tomorrow how if Daryl wants me to share how he fared on his doctor's meeting, but we got the air conditioning going. We got our we got Dottie. Is Dottie? Can you see Dottie back there? There's Dottie. She's snoozing away back there. So we've got our air conditioning on. We've got our entertainment center. We're gonna upload these all the footage I've done today so far to my phone, and we'll start editing and maybe have this sometime Wednesday afternoon, maybe, if we're lucky. Anyway, I love it that you guys are interested in this kind of stuff and watch my videos. I'm very grateful, and I'll see you on the next one tomorrow. Bye.